Hey friends, Miss Cassie here with Solon Public Library's Digital Storytime. This week we are going to be talking all about ice cream and popsicles and yummy cold treats that we get to eat during the summer. But first, we need to sing our welcome song and we need to get our clapping hands ready. So we're gonna wiggle our fingers and shake our hands and rub them together really fast, really fast, really fast. And put them on our knees. Okay, here we go. If you wanna read a book, clap your hands. If you wanna read a book, clap your hands. If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, clap your hands. What do we do after we clap our hands? That's right, we stomp our feet. If you wanna read a book, stomp your feet. If you wanna read a book, stomp your feet. If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, stomp your feet. What do we do after we stomp our feet? That's right, we twirl around. If you wanna read a book, twirl around. If you wanna read a book, twirl around. If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, twirl around. All right, for our last verse, we're gonna be as quiet as we can, and we're gonna whisper, hooray! If you wanna read a book, whisper hooray, hooray! If you wanna read a book, whisper hooray, hooray! If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, whisper hooray, hooray! Our theme song for this week and last week is Summertime. So we are going to be the sun in the summertime, and we're going to play outside. We're going to run, pretend like we're playing outside, and then we're going to swim outside, and then we're going to eat outside. All right, get your nice big sun ready. When it is summertime, summertime, summertime. When it is summertime, we can play outside. When it is summertime, summertime, summertime. When it is summertime, we can swim outside. When it is summertime, summertime, summertime. When it is summertime, we can eat outside. Yay! Our first book today is called Ice Cream Cones, and it is written by Penelope S. Nelson. And it's part of a whole series of books about different kinds of favorite foods. So if you like learning about how different foods were invented, did you ever think about how the foods we eat, someone had to create that for the very first time? So if you want to learn more about how different foods were invented, you can check out some other books in this series. There are books about tacos and pizza and chicken nuggets and other favorite foods too. But this book is about ice cream cones. People love ice cream. Raise your hand if you love ice cream. Yeah, me too. It started thousands of years ago with other frozen treats. In Europe, people ate snow with honey. That would be pretty sweet. And a frozen milk dessert was first made in China. Ice cream came to the United States in the 1700s. That was a long time ago. Nobody who lived in the 1700s is still alive today. That's how long ago it was. And only wealthy people ate ice cream at first. Do you know what wealthy means? It means people with a lot of money. So it was very expensive. But by the 1800s, so 100 years later, a lot more people could afford to buy ice cream. And in fact, President George Washington, the very first president of the United States, loved ice cream. It was one of his favorite desserts. Now, there are two stories about the very first ice cream cones. In 1896, an Italian immigrant named Italo Marchionni invented an ice cream cone. He lived in New York City. So he was born in Italy, that's in Europe. He immigrated to the United States. He lived in New York City, and he invented an ice cream cone. And in 1904, a Syrian man named Ernest Hamwi also invented an ice cream cone. Hamwi was selling pastries at the St. Louis World's Fair. St. Louis, that's in Missouri. That's really close to us, right? It's just a little south of here. He made a pastry into a cone to help an ice cream seller who had run out of bowls. And look, here's a picture at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. Look at how many people are there. It was probably pretty easy to run out of stuff because so many people were buying things from the food vendors. As a result, ice cream cones became popular in St. Louis, and several companies started making the treat. And today, ice cream cones are eaten across the country, right? You can get an ice cream cone at pretty much any ice cream shop. And ice cream cones are the official state dessert of Missouri because of that. I didn't know that states had official desserts. I wonder what the official dessert of Iowa is. Maybe we could Google it, huh? There are two types of ice cream cones that are popular. A waffle cone that is baked flat and thin and then shaped into a cone. You can see it in the picture over here, right? It's shaped on that metal piece of machinery. And then it hardens to keep its shape. So those are like the pointy waffle cones that you can see at ice cream shops. And then another kind of cone is called a cake cone. These are the kind that I like because they're fluffy, light and fluffy. And a cake cone is made in a mold. And the mold is shaped like a cone, so it has its final shape. And then batter, like what you might make a pancake, pancake batter, so like kind of thin like that. Batter is poured into the mold and then baked until it becomes the hardened cone. So two different methods, two different ways to make two different kinds of ice cream cones. Now, did you know that with a grown-up's help, you can make your own ice cream? Yeah, you put cream and sugar into a plastic bag and you follow the recipe to make ice cream. So you put the bag of cream and sugar into another bag that's full of ice, and you shake the bag until the bag in the ice until it hardens into ice cream. And you take it out and you eat it right away. Raise your hand if you have ever made your own ice cream. I have. It is a lot of work if you use this method. There's so much shaking. But if you have lots of friends to help, you can pass the bag around and everybody does some shaking. And it's pretty cool to eat something that you made yourself. Now, so this book does not have an exact recipe for making your own ice cream, but you could go online and you can find one, and it's pretty straightforward. You just need to know how much cream and how much sugar, and you could give it a try at home. It's pretty fun. Okay, so we are going to scoop some ice cream onto our own ice cream cone. Look at the shape of our ice cream cone. Is this a waffle cone or a cake cone? Do you remember the waffle cone? They make it flat and then they wrap it around a cone shape so it has a pointy bottom to it. And the cake cone is made from a mold and has a flat bottom. So is this one a waffle cone or a cake cone? That's right, it's a cake cone. So we've got our cake cone right here, and we have some different colors of ice cream scoops. We have yellow, purple, green, pink, orange, and blue. Now I have a die here that has different numbers of dots on each side. So we're gonna roll the die and see how many scoops of ice cream to add to our cake cone. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Okay, this was my first number. How many scoops of ice cream do we get? How many dots do you see? That's right, a 1. Can you show me your ones? Perfect. And we are going to put 1 scoop of ice cream on our cake cone. Now I have another cake cone right here, and we're gonna make 1 more ice cream order. This one is for me, and then this one will be for you. So here we go, we're gonna roll our die. Ooh, how many dots are on our die this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you show me your 5s? That's 1 whole hand. Okay, that's a lot of ice cream scoops. I'm gonna scoot our cake cone down so we make sure we have enough space. And let's count our scoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 scoops of ice cream. Oh my goodness, do you think that you can eat that whole ice cream cone full of ice cream? Oof, I think that would give me a tummy ache. But it does make a pretty rainbow, doesn't it? All right, well, thanks for helping me scoop some ice cream, friends. I appreciate your help. When I get a nice scoop of ice cream and I get to eat it, it makes me feel so happy. But when I'm licking my ice cream and it falls off onto the ground, then I feel sad. Or sometimes angry. So we're gonna sing our song, If You Feel, and we're gonna talk about some different feelings that we can have. So the first feeling we're gonna do is we're gonna feel happy, and we're gonna smile wide. Can you give me a big smile? Yeah, just like that. Then we're gonna feel sad, and we're gonna cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Then we're gonna feel mad, and we're gonna grit our teeth. We're gonna grr, just like that. Then we're gonna be scared. We're gonna hide our faces. And lastly, we're gonna be silly, and we're gonna make some silly faces. Are you ready to sing? Okay, here we go. If you feel happy and you know it, smile wide. If you feel happy and you know it, smile wide. If you feel happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you feel happy and you know it, smile wide. If you feel sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you feel sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you feel sad and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you feel sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you feel mad and you know it, grit your teeth, grrr. If you feel mad and you know it, grit your teeth, grrr. If you feel mad and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you feel mad and you know it, grit your teeth. If you feel scared and you know it, hide your face. If you feel scared and you know it, hide your face. If you feel scared and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you feel scared and you know it, hide your face. Yikes. If you feel silly and you know it, make a silly face. Wah! If you feel silly and you know it, make a silly face. Wah! If you feel silly and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you feel silly and you know it, make a silly face. Wah! Yay! Our last book today is called Frankenstein, and it is written by Samantha Berger and illustrated by Dan Santat. How do you think this friend is feeling on the cover of this book? Yeah, are they gritting their teeth? How do you think they're feeling? What does that mean? Grr, they are angry. They are cranky. Let's read about, what do you think has happened to make this friend cranky? In this instance, in this picture, what happened? Yeah, she dropped her ice cream. That would make me feel angry too. Have you seen Frankenstein? Oh, you would totally know if you had. You would say, "Good morning, how are you?" And Frankenstein would say, "Mrrr." You would say, "Who wants pancakes?" Uh-oh, but what happened with the pancakes? The syrup container is empty. So there's only this much syrup for that giant stack of pancakes, and Frankenstein would say, "Mrrr." You would say, "Time for school." And Frankenstein would say, "Grrr." You might see Frankenstein when it is super rainy outside, or when it's extra cold on Halloween, or when it's way too hot for popsicles. Oh no, what's happening to the popsicle? It's all melted before they could eat it. Grrr. Especially when it's way too hot for popsicles. You can be sure to find Frankenstein in a long, long line. Frankenstein hates long lines. Or when it's time to take gross cough syrup, Frankenstein hates gross cough syrup. So look, these are all things that would make, I think, anybody feel angry, cranky, upset, unhappy, frustrated, right? And you'll definitely see Frankenstein when you say it's bedtime. Frankenstein hates when you say it is bedtime. Yeah, that Frankenstein is some pretty scary business, all right. But just when you think that Frankenstein is here to stay, what happened in this one? What happened to the toy? It broke! Grrr! But just when you think Frankenstein is here to stay, he might do something that surprises you. Because when Frankenstein meets another Frankenstein, it might just make him laugh. How are the friends feeling now? Are they still feeling angry? No, they're feeling happy. Look at those big smiles. They might even be feeling a little silly. So if they meet another Frankenstein, they might laugh, at least for now, because that Frankenstein, bonk. Oh, he'll be back. But definitely not today. Oh, and look in the picture. Can you see what they did? That they're two broken toys, right? The one Frankenstein, his robot toy was broken. The other Frankenstein, her unicorn toy was broken. And what did they do? They made their very own unicorn robot toy. They found the silver lining in something that was hard, didn't they? The end. All right, friends, this is our last summer story time, our little mini themed summertime story time. Next month in August, we're going to be talking all about water. Nice and refreshing water, perfect for the hot month of August. But now it's time for our goodbye song. We read a book, and we played a game, and we sang a song together. We read a book, and we played a game. We had a fun adventure. Now go read a book and go play a game and sing a little tune. Go read a book and go play a game. We'll see you back here soon. See you next time, friends.